Aw, yeah, the 30 plus 2 podcast is back, and it's on a Tuesday, special edition. I'm ready. Are you? I'm all ready. Guys, 30 plus 2 podcast right now.
Pacific Northwest Motocross, are you ready for the 30 plus 2 podcast with Gravy and Gate Drop? Let's go!
All right.
Yeah,
We're back.
right. We're back.
It's been a
It's been a
while.
minute.
For you, it's been a longer while, I think. I think you've got
It's been a
me
minute.
beat by a little bit on the show here. But
You were keeping it
30
going,
plus
though.
2
You and
podcast,
Lexi.
last day of 2024, and we're here talking about Moto. What's new?
Still.
We're still doing the same thing. The only difference is we don't have Lexi and we don't have viewers because the stupid editing software isn't wanting to work, but who cares? We're just going to keep on
Nice.
going.
Just run it.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. It's not wanting to work for me. So I guess if you really want to watch, you can watch on my personal page or on Gate Drop Productions YouTube. But yeah, it says it's streaming on all 3 channels, and it says it's sending data to the groups. So it is what it is. I don't know why.
Hopefully they get our.
It just wants to be. They just want me to rant again, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
But here we are. We're in the
down,
middle of. The iStream is like just collecting paychecks from me and not wanting to do the job for me. So 2025 is likely going to have a new streaming software because I actually want to run videos and do all these other cool things to make this production better and not super janky. Like we've been janky for 1 year. But anyways, we are on episode 35. Consistency of the jankiness. We're on episode 35. Grayson's back. I'm back. Lexi's probably out there drinking Martinelli's and I don't know, snowmobiling. Like, this is my hot take. Is she like the Jolene, like Van Voot of like the group? You know, like we're both not that skilled, but if we were Nitro Circus, would she be like Jolene?
Probably, definitely, for sure.
She's definitely got all the skills in the world on everything, which we will discuss my next bad idea for 2025 later on in the show.
Uh-oh.
But hey, we made it 35 shows, which Grayson, I did fail. On episode 30, episode 24, I forgot to change the number. So this is technically episode 36. We counted 24 twice, so just go with the flow.
The public school systems did us dirty.
Public school systems did dirty. Okay. Obviously, I came from Amish land, so like I didn't learn.
You're still learning technology.
I am still learning the technologies. But yeah, we started out with talking about Supercross and all that. We transitioned into more local stuff because that was the original point of our podcast, was to get into hearing stories of guests, riders, trainers, stuff that's going on in the Pacific Northwest. That was kind of the initial goal. Obviously in January, Grayson, there's not much going on. So we started out strong on talking about Supercross and motocross, and then eventually we just stopped talking about it altogether.
Yep. Yeah, no, definitely. Once we start getting that drier weather in the Northwest, kind of Supercross talk was out the window.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna make a logo for us and have it couch side reporting. I know like Steve Mathis hates it,
Nice.
and other locals hate it when we like report and go all cooksy and all that. Like other people that are on YouTube talking about stuff and they're not even like at the event. I know it's a big pet peeve, but we gotta have something to talk about.
Well, and I understand. I get their point. If we were real journalists writing for a magazine and we're reporting from the couch, it'd be a little different. But we're just a couple dudes, having some fun and talking about dirt bikes and, trying to make some people smile that pay attention to us.
Yeah. And I don't want to make this an emotional show. I'm not drinking.
You got a
I
shawl.
just, I work graveyards now, so I definitely think I'm gonna include my buddy Brock here. Just shout out to Brock. Rest in peace. He's been gone for a little bit now. I took his number over, but one of the things that really wanted to start the podcast, so I really wanted to shout him out for encouraging me to pursue my dreams and whatnot. Because originally, before no offense, but he really wanted to start a podcast with me and talk all moto and doing all what we are doing. And this last year, we achieved that. A couple of years late, unfortunately, Brock moved on in life and is now up in heaven, and that is a bummer. But hey, we're doing the podcast, so I just want to say shout out to Brock for always making me do the best I can, because he definitely was such a huge impact in my life and even pushed me to be a promoter, which we'll talk about later on in the show. So I want to say miss you, Brock. But yeah, going back into 2024, Grayson, let's go down our list here.
Yeah.
We had no intro at the beginning. We had terrible backgrounds. I looked like I was in like some like Saddam Hussein like cave. It was like dark everywhere, and I was asking for like a little bit of money to get free. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was definitely dark. You looked like you were in some lady's room or like an Indian restaurant. Like obviously the background got better over time, but yeah, what do you think of our first episode?
That first one, we threw it together pretty quickly because at first we were like, yeah, we're going to do it. And we're like, no, we're not going to do it. And then last second, we're like, you know what, let's do it. So like I ended up having to do it at my girlfriend's like crafting desk where there's no lighting really at that point, and Taylor Swift posters on the wall behind me. So, but I think we've accomplished a little bit of a better background since then.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're getting the reflection right now from my lamps and all that. I might update my office here, like coming into 2025. A lot's happened in this year, but the priority list of my backgrounds kind of stayed consistent, just with a little better lighting here and there. But favorite moments of 2024, we'll go down the list. Let me give you the list of guests we've had, because we've had quite a bit. I mean, we started hot out the gate with AMA flagger Jimmy Marquez. Episode 5, Preston Baseflug. Episode 6, Ryan Brees. Episode 9, Braden Spangle. Episode 10, Matthew Miner, Washougal Patriot. 11, Claire Brown. 13, Mike Smith. 14, Kurt Evans. 15, Sean Wilson. 16, Evan Terlecki. 17, Jason Valley. 18, AJ Brolette. 19, Lexi Y, which she eventually took over the show. Episode 20, Broke Ass with Anthony and Damon Bronger. Episode 21, Nathan Willett. Chance Blackburn, Carson Asay, Milhorn, Garrett Baldwin, Sean Wilson, Tyler Spear, Brandon Kalberg, Michael and Stephanie Miller, Gary Byer, Kevin Hines, who announces Arena Cross and Horn Rapids. We had AJ Brolette again. D-Man Redmond, Grayson Hart, Talon Olvin, Eric Stevenson, Dakota Smith, Ricky Morog, Preston Hagman, and Thomas Usano, which I probably just butchered it again. But we had quite the list. If you want me to post this in our comments so you can see it, I'll do that real quick, just so people can look at the list of riders we had. Boom.
Right. it genuinely blows my mind that where we started and how many people were willing to actually come on the show and talk with us. And I was able to meet a lot of new people. There's a handful of the people on the show that I've known, but it's super cool. Like the two of us just were able to throw this little janky thing together, and people were generous enough to share their time with us. It's just super cool.
Yeah, especially. Yeah, excuse me. I got a little burp there. Our Supercross riders, Base Fluke, Spangle, I think Brees, Blackburn. Like go out of their way, especially getting Preston. Like I did annoy him. Sorry in advance. So really I did annoy him a little bit after his like pro debut on the East Coast and whatnot. It was East Coast, right? Yeah, I think he was East Coast. Yep. 128 Suzuki. Like I've been taking photos of Preston since he was a 50cc rider here out of Battleground, Washington. Mm-hmm. So, for favorite moments, favorite guests and whatnot, what was your favorite guest out of that huge lineup there? Sorry that it's not listed right in the comments now. I mean, it looks nice on my screen, but not there. But was there a guest that you learned a bunch about? Guests that you like enjoy talking to the most? Like what was your rundown? Give us your top 3.
My top 3, I actually sat and thought about that today for a little bit and went through, our old like thumbnails and stuff, looked at all that. And one of my favorite ones was being able to get Brees. That's just super cool to me. Like, especially now where the level he's at and what he's got going on, like thinking not even a year ago, he was sitting here talking to us. I know it was like, he was at a restaurant and, it was kind of a janky little phone interview. Even him take that, what was it, 20 minutes to talk to us was super cool. So that's definitely my number 1. Mike Smith, I think, is number 2. Just, knowing the guy and his past and his racing lifestyle and just, the moto punk rock life. Like he's keeping the dream alive for us 90s guys. So it's super cool to have him. And then, I don't know, it's kind of a third tie for Spangle and probably the Patriot, just because Spangle, getting his, we know him around here, but seeing him go do the West Coast thing and, have some struggles and hear about that. But the Patriot is just, how often are you going to get a shirtless guy on your pod?
Matthew Miter brought the heat, and he definitely delivered. So I think if we're gonna do a wardrobe contest and whatnot, he probably won that one. Yeah. I mean, I think the only thing missing was 100%. A package of beef jerky and just ripping it off like an animal and just
a Slim Jim. Yep, just eating a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
A beer. But yeah, I think those would be who I would choose for that. Who do you got for yours?
See, and I'm not and I don't take any hate from anyone. Kurt Evans definitely has been around a lot, so I put him in my number 3 spot. I know he's also watching, no pressure. But just learning about.
He's our consistent viewer, so
consistency pays off. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. But just the history of all of his cartooning, how he got started in it, doing it since the 70s, being still a motorcycle rider and whatnot, doing stuff for Barsha, Kitchen. Yep. He's done a bunch for me, and then our relationship's really grown throughout the last couple of years to where he's doing cartoons for local riders that I've taken photos of since P-Dubs. Yep. And that's something that has really been cool to develop that relationship with another person and just see his artistic view on what he sees in motocross. Like for you and I, we're media people. I'm definitely a storyteller. Like I really try to give everyone their story, even if some people think it's boring. Hey, everyone has a story. That's part of life. So just something cool to see that he's able to do with drawings and not do the AI generated bullshit that usually goes on with all the other cartoons. His stuff is authentic, it's drawn and all that. So that's my number 3.
Yep.
Number 2, what we got? Number 2 is kind of difficult for me. I got so many, like I said. We've had amazing guests on this entire time, and a lot of it is like my connections throughout the years of getting everyone to where it's easier to get Blackburn and get Brees and everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Claire Brown, Carson Brown's wife,
Yeah,
aka
sure.
Claire Parker. She is just a jack of all trades on everything she do. Like she does. Like she's out there filming, borderline getting hit in the face by a rear tire from Carson throwing whips. Like she's flying airplanes. Like she's an interesting gal, and I always got to give it up to all the moto gals because they are, in my opinion, underappreciated in our sport at times. Like they're just set off on the side, but she just goes out and just gives it her all, has like so much fun, and what a life to live, like being married to Carson Brown and the adventures that they do together. Like hopefully we'll have Carson on next year, which there's we can probably get that to happen. Probably have to start paying people through Venmo, but whatever. But yeah, Claire,
get some sponsors in here to start paying for people.
I've had some people ask about, hey, can we sponsor the show? So there might be some sponsorship money coming in 2025. So that will help upgrade our system and whatnot. And then number one, I don't know if you were on that episode or not. When did you leave? You left episode 23. So you were you were there. Nate Willett. I mean, I've known Nate for a little bit. Getting paralyzed and racing, he's kind of my number one because he really opened up and talked about his whole story of overcoming adversity and getting back on the bike. And I can't imagine me being a wuss and breaking my ankle, breaking my foot, knee, yada yada yada, like, and I don't ride anymore, and Nate's willing to hop out of his wheelchair and get on his bike and go out and still do it and not care. Like, that's just inspirational to me. So I would say Nate Willett episode, which was episode 21, if you want to go back and watch it, if you've never watched it. Nate really got in depth about like his journey in racing, and even though it was short-lived, like he still continues on, and I hope to see him in 2025 again at PIR and then wherever else. So that's my top three. Obviously, we need to have like a Mike Smith After Dark segment. I don't know if we're allowed to do that, if Facebook policies would allow that or whatnot, but like I think that would be fun because I think there's some hidden stories in there.
I think we might just have to go straight. Might just have to go straight to.
We'll
YouTube
just have to do
we'll find him.
We'll have to do the Patreon of like Main Event Moto, and like you have to pay to get in to hear the stories.
30+2 OnlyFans. You know, they sponsor car now. Why not us?
Okay. But yeah, some stats here for you. You are the winner of the co-host. You well, actually, yeah, it was 22 shows. So episode 22 was your final one. But yeah, we did have that oops. This is technically episode 36. So you made 22 shows. Alexi made 11 shows. Well, technically 12 if you want to count her guest. So yeah, I know. Like I said, technology sucks. But yeah, you win on that category of co-host. So we've got that going on. I won
something this year.
Yeah, you did win something. What about favorite Supercross race we touched on this season? I hope you don't steal mine.
There's only really two that really stick out in my mind so much. We didn't even prep for this. There's two that I'd like to think about. It was San Francisco, the one where Spangle crashed on the backside of the finish line jump or something like that. It was one of the rainy California rounds.
No, that was San Diego, I believe. San Francisco was the ultimate muttered. San Diego was the one that Spangle got murdered.
Yeah, it was like a good race, but it was pretty muddy, and that's where AP, I think, proved me wrong, didn't he?
Damn, you stole my...
But the Nashville race, though, honestly, I think is the only one that really like sticks out in my head with the 250 shootout mainly. That McAdoo cost PC both titles basically at the same time. So...
Well, that's your fault. Just so you're aware. On episode 14, you did curse PC on hoping they would get both championships. Both riders crashed out and lost the points the following episode.
Yep.
So good job,
that's how it is.
Grayson.
That's the same thing. I used to be a Red Sox fan for a long time, so I stopped watching, and they actually started winning again. So
yeah. Okay. Well, you did steal my AP one after the
Damn.
whole thing of Detroit. Like we watched that. I watched that at Woodland with all the kids and whatnot, and you just heard the outpouring cry, like just all the way around the track when he ate it. That was definitely a thing. But like the adversity to come back and win at San Diego, have the red plate for a couple races and whatnot. That was definitely like my most favorite one. And just his personality and how he inspires all the kids to like be whoever you want to be. That's what we need in the sport. So we both, it's interesting. We both picked San Diego on that one. And yeah, sorry, Spangle, for getting. Spangle got hit so many times, man.
I felt so bad for him. Like he was running pretty well too.
Didn't he like get like freaking nailed in Glendale as well? Because the dude doubled the triple.
Like that. Yeah.
God. But hey, he's not giving up. He's coming back in 2025. He's still on Blue Crew. We're not being sponsored by Yamaha, but I'll just pull Steve Mathis and say Blue Crew.
As you wear a KTM sweater.
Okay. So I did purposely wear this. I got like crap in my beard. Okay. Yeah, I wore a KTM sweatshirt because I've actually had this since 2011. And let's pull up that old photo of me and boom, look at that. Look at that skinny kid with the really terrible bangs, the DC hat. Shout out to John Courier for taking this photo that probably no longer exists on any hard drive. But yeah, definitely. What's that?
It's where it started for you.
It's definitely, it's where it started. You got the pole in the background, the banner. I mean, I cut it off a little bit so it'd fit on the screen, but yeah, dude, I've been doing this a long time. Which I'll get into that later on. Later on in the show. We're already 23 minutes in, but yeah, continuing down the list. Do you have any hot takes that you remember that was a really bad take besides the PC one saying you were gonna hope they would win both championships and then they both blew it?
That pretty much just tops it. You know, me thinking AP wasn't even gonna get a win too.
That one bad.
That was bad, but you know, I don't know. I think those two were pretty much, you know, the top ones for me that I can remember off the top of my head.
Well, I don't know if you remember my worst take, VL not winning, period.
Yep, no, I do. I forgot about that, yeah.
And now he's the 2024 East Coast champion with multiple wins. Like, man.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. That was not on my bingo card for this year at all.
I have failed the entire community and Northwest with my hot takes that outside reporting has.
Who would have thought the GP rider was going to win a Supercross so soon? You know, like.
I mean,
it's real though.
We had Cameron Sakadu. We OnlyFans rider out there.
I'm surprised he didn't get that sponsorship this year.
If your kids are watching our show, sorry, this is a PG-13 episode. That was once in a lifetime. I don't recall any other like pants dilemmas of
not to that extreme.
I mean, no, Tomac had his like belt buckle issue like years ago in 2018.
I don't remember what year it was, but when Josh Hill was on Factory Yamaha, I remember there was a seat bounce picture of his almost half of his butt hanging out in his Thor riding gear. I can't remember what year it was. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly though. Like it was a funny one.
Yeah, I mean the only full moon experience, which I should have had that photo ready, that we've had locally was Sean Wilson back in 2014 at Albany. He gave Joey Lancaster all the moon and everything. So yeah, sorry, Sean. I'm just gonna blow you out there. Okay, off podcast stuff. 2024. Stuff that we may have not talked about. Let's go into favorite moments of 2024. Like, did you have anything at the track? Did you have a good podcast you listened to on the drive? Did you take anyone off the road? Like, what was your favorite parts of 2024?
Well, 2024 did definitely have a lot of ups and a lot of downs. The ones that were really like stood out to me honestly was your event in September. You know, was one of the funner weekends I've had at the track in a long time. Um, we all know it was a hectic weekend for everybody working and everybody running around scrambling, right? But overall, I feel like everybody had a really good time, and that I missed having that vibe at the track. It'd been a minute since I've been at a track until dark anymore, and that was a lot of fun for me. So I'm hoping maybe to do that a few more times this next year. And I reshared it on my story of the reel of Bentley St. Pierre with his finger guns. That just sticks with me still to this day. That was a good day. I think that was Saturday at your race, so that was a lot of fun.
The tabletop that Gary built on the finish line definitely provided it definitely provided some freestyle tricks. Like Schultz did some no footers. I know Knopf did a no footer. Smith on the 44, he did a no hander. We had some whips, like almost not bring back whips in the 50 class. We had a whole bunch of fun there. I wish I had the photo ready, but and I didn't even take it. I think it was just a cell phone photo, but my one favorite photo from that weekend was Park Hill on the 37. She winning the girls championship and absolutely just screaming and cheering off the track. To see that success out of riders that may never see that ever. You never know. I mean, I'm not saying she's never going to see it, but to see that happen early on and you achieved something that you were set out to, that definitely was one of my favorite photos that was shared of the weekend. Cool. And just on top of the world. And I might just, if I have enough money next year, be able to figure out some graphic kits for each one, just run number one plates for certain champions for the 2024 season. So that will be definitely something that I could definitely do. I mean,
that'd be cool.
The world's your oyster. You could do whatever.
Or some kind of bib or something with a number one they get to wear or something like that.
I'm trying to rethink how everything goes for our sport. And then I'll jump in the promotions here because I have a long list and I have a message here towards the end here just because a lot has happened in 2024 and I don't want to depress people right now, but yeah. So higher part, Washougal Regionals, I've sponsored Henry Perkins since P-Dubs as well. He's racing the 50 class and transitioning slowly into the 65 class. That was a tearjerker moment, along the fence line, cheering him on right next to his dad, Marshall, and Marshall's pacing back and forth and whatnot. Oh, it's not over till it's over. We gotta wait. I'm not gonna celebrate until the checkered flag and everything. And seeing him accomplish that, go to Loretta's, getting those intimate photos of back at the pits, parents hugging and whatnot, those precious memories those are my favorite photos. Just being in there in the moment, seeing everything, the happiness, excitement, the on top of the world status, that has always been my favorite type of media taking throughout all the years, is seeing other people's success and being able to document it. So, and then on top of the world for 2024, shout out to the Perkins family. They gave me one of Henry's bibs from Loretta's that I need to go frame. And I'm going to obviously put the photo of Lily, Henry, and I that's on the podium there and a couple other ones and put it in my house because that was just such a special moment. Bottom photo, JVL photo. He took that. Obviously, we can just get in the promotions now. Being a promoter now, second year, second try ever. Grayson, do you think being a promoter is easy?
No, not even a little bit, to be honest. It's been one of the thoughts of maybe I want to try to get into something like that one day. But then at the same time, I'm I don't know if I have that in me to be a promoter. Definitely would love to be a part of something, but being an actual promoter, not for me.
You look over at me and you just see me like silently drowning. You're like, yeah, I don't want that life.
Yep. I remember the look on your face one of the times you rode by me on the pit bike at like the first day of the showdown this last September. And I don't even think you saw me, to be honest, the first time you
I
passed
don't
me.
remember.
But like the look on your face, I was like, damn. I don't know if I can do that. Like, I'm here for a good time, my guy.
Well, there's so many things that goes on with promotions. So
Mm-hmm.
my thing, communication sucks. I suck at
Yeah.
communication. I'm just gonna be real here. I suck at communications. I suck at the what ifs. What if something goes wrong? What, like, the possibilities of this going wrong? Like, stuff like crap happens. It's life. Obviously, I can't like catch all the eggs that I'm juggling, but I've learned throughout the years of watching other people like Ted Duvall, which he's done it for so long, and he does a great job. Pac West does a pretty good job, in my opinion. I'm a not name any more series and whatnot, but those two seem to be the ones that like travel all over the place. Washougal does an amazing job. Everyone's got their pros and cons.
Yep.
I don't know if it's just because of my popularity and whatnot in media, but like in 2023, when I did it the first time around, I was not expecting that huge just of people. It was overwhelming, and I thought I was ready. And I had a few drinks in the evening before the race like event because I was like stressed and whatnot, which I have stuff that I'm working on for 2025. Like, it's not like I was walking around drunk. Let's be real here. You got shit to do. But like, I never expected that huge of a crowd just right off the bat. And then like the trauma I've had throughout my years of growing up and whatnot, and the stuff that like took place at the beginning with like the whole beast thing with my buddy Brandon, like it really derailed my whole entire like promotions the first year around. I'm like running scared for my life the entire time. I've got sunglasses on to hide the fear in my eyes. Like, it's not an easy task. So I give freaking the people that run events and whatnot and the behind the scenes that people don't see, like, you got to give them a pat on the back because it is not an easy task. It's like literally trying to run a circus and you're on fire the entire time.
Pretty much. No, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like, I think though, for what you were doing, like you wanted to make your event like the best event, and like you gave everybody so many fun things to do at your event, which you think about it, not a lot of like races or events do as much as you did. And you went into it your first year gung ho, which is awesome, and definitely learned a lot of lessons going into this last year, because I feel like this last year I think went smoother for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely every race, every promotion is going to have its, hiccups, and it's going to have some things that are going to need to be fixed or, tuned up a little bit at all times. But I feel like going into your second year though, like I think you were really prepared. That first year, made you crap your pants with fear, and you're thinking maybe maybe you bit off a little more than you should. And I feel like you came into this next year like ready to go and take it head on though.
Well, I'm so used to being just me. So here, the pros and cons of me is like, pro, I like to be consistent and be the best at everything. Con, I like to be the best at everything. So the struggle of like trying to do everything yourself is not achievable. I've learned that the last few years, like now that like, okay, you physically cannot try to do everything. As a media guy, it's a little easier because you can run around. It's just kind of like jogging and taking photos. When you're having to put banners up, you're putting tape up, you're trying to herd everyone over here, you're trying to get trophies out over there, you're trying to make sure the laps are right, you're double checking, computers misfiring and not posting correctly, you've got radios that aren't working. You've got malfunctions like on the track. You're just like at a loss, like. And I learned that the first year.
You
like
can't
I
do that all
packed in.
yourself. It's not possible.
No, and I packed in so many events in 2023, which I learned a little bit. And then in 2024, I like pulled more stuff back because like I took out flat track, I took out the halftime Stasic stuff, which I've adjusted 2025 to where Stasics will be on Friday because I want to give every single rider, kid, family member the opportunity to have fun. I just need to figure out how to put the puzzle together to where it works more efficiently. And then the people that have stepped up the last 2 years have really stepped up to help me for 2025. So just delegating, it's not easy. And I've never delegated in my life because it's been a one-man band since 2011 on media and everything. So like, look at my skinny version of me. Like I got a damn GoPro on a monopod. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
You were getting that shot is what you were doing.
Oh,
But no, being
yeah.
alone though it's tough. You learn to do everything yourself, and not everything is achievable alone, especially when you're trying to dream big,
Well, that's been my thing. And yeah, now we're getting into my messages here. We're 37 minutes in. I'm going to be vulnerable and talk about stuff that's gone on the last few years. I mean, when Brock passed away in 2021, I mean, Grayson, you've been around me for a while. I've been broken. It's really, really sucked. I'm trying not to tear up right now, but having a best friend that would literally show up at my door and whatnot and then be gone the next day really sucked. So it was time for me to push forward and do what he always told me to do. Like, hey, you're a really good media guy. You go to all the tracks. Why don't you try running your own events and do your podcast and everything? Like, he wanted to be the co-host, and then we just never got around to it. And then he died at 40. So, that's always been super hard on me, but hey, we're now in the podcast land. Sorry, I'm going to make people cry here. But yeah, just pushing through our journeys and whatnot. And I think some of the stuff that goes on, and this is where I get frustrated at times. You never know when people are going to have their last day. I mean, this year we had another dirt bike rider who was like 16 commit suicide because he felt like he was not worthy of being in this world anymore. And that really sucks. And that really hits home for me because I've lost a lot of friends and family and whatnot to circumstances of cancer, suicide. Like my friend Brianna, her brother Brandon committed suicide early on in my freshman year of college. Ricky Russell got paralyzed. My uncle got cancer, all in the same 3-week period. Tiger Lacey freaking passed away like a few weeks later. Like, dude, it was just a rough 2014. But like my goal of just doing podcasting, promotions, and media and whatnot is to tell everyone's story and showcase everyone to the best of my ability and how cool each kid and rider and parent like is. Like that's always been my MO, I don't know if you've noticed it, Grayson, or not. Like, but I really like posting like stuff that like makes you feel like an Eli Tomac or an AP. You have like riders that don't have so much, like but their parents are trying their best to get to the track and make all these fun memories and whatnot. And that's something that I really try to promote my best. And I appreciate the respect level that many of my supporters, customers, and whatnot have like seen like my angle. I think some people are finally learning like Christoph's is trying to like make your kid like the coolest kid out there because that's the goal. I don't care about your money. So I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, I went really deep there.
No,
I've got other deep stuff,
definitely.
but I don't know what's your opinion.
I get it. No, I totally get it. Like, I remember like when I was a kid, you know, going to the track for the first few times, there was nobody like you out there running around trying to take pictures of all the kids and things like that. It was always about just making money. And you know, obviously, you got to make a little bit of money to survive to be in this
Yeah.
industry. But like it's never been about promoting and pushing kids and trying to create those memories with families and even the adults out there too who just they love the sport and creating the memories. And that's one of my favorite things is you know being able to get those pictures of that kid with their dad, or whoever on the line with them, the dad holding their child at the line and stuff like that. Like, I always thought that was one of my favorite things, is just to be able to create those memories, because I never really got very many of those as a kid, and I always felt like I missed out a little bit on that, looking back now as an adult. But that's why I always try to shoot those like starting line photos of
Yeah.
the family, and create that like genuine memories that somebody can look back on and just enjoy one way or another.
One of the best people that I enjoy being around, which hopefully he'll come on in the future, is Jordan Veal. He's obviously younger than us, but he's got a different like eye to media and whatnot. He captures those like
Yep.
emotional moments, and I've actually learned a lot from
Mhm.
him growing up. Like, obviously we have an age gap, but just bouncing stuff
For sure.
off of other media people and whatnot. I know he's not the most
Mhm.
vocal, he's quiet, keeps to himself, but like this the photos that he can capture and whatnot to tell the
Mhm.
story, like they're just frame worthy. Like, I've got a few photos that he's
Yep.
purchased that I've purchased that are in my home. And just, that's the main thing of just telling about stories and
Mhm.
whatnot. That's the main goal for me, at
He
least.
No, it'd be cool to get him on here one day, because like I've known him, and known of him for a while, but like I really got to really sit and chat with him that weekend at your event too, like multiple times. And he's such a cool dude. His work is freaking awesome, and even his nature work and stuff like that too is it looks amazing. He just has that eye, and you know, it's not really a skill you can learn. He's just got that natural talent, I
Yeah.
believe, because with how young he is too.
I think we all carry different things throughout our life on why we do
Yep.
the things we do. I kind of
Yep.
NF it, and I see life through a broken lens because of this stuff that's happened in my life growing up. Like I said, Brock passing away, suicides in the past, Dylan Bunnell, that was a hard hit in 2015 when he passed at only 16
Mhm.
years old at Riverdale because of stuff that happened that were unchecked. It's just, it is what it is. But that's why I'm a huge safety person about running around and literally jumping on the track and taking a bullet for the team. Like, it's not a safe
Mhm.
sport, you know.
Nope. It's not. No, I feel the same, dude. Like, without getting into it, yeah, we're all carrying some kind of traumas and emotional damage in us, and I feel you seeing things through a little darker lens sometimes, for sure. But like, I see what you're saying though too. It's really created that like safety thing in you with your Dylan passing, and same thing with me. Like, I've seen so many riders get hurt on a track, unfortunately, for whatever reasons, or worse, at a track.
Yeah.
And I've always been an advocate for making sure people are safe for that reason too. I've carried that one for a
Well,
while.
I think that's been my number one priority because not trying.
Mhm.
I've done therapy and all this crap. I've seen some shit. It doesn't sit well with me. I think about it all the time about like even a rider in 2023 that is still never been the same. The freaking, I'll be graphic, the blood pool on the landing of the triple at Washougal, and the mom saying like, "Hey, I just want you to wake up and go fishing." That's so traumatizing for an 11-year-old that's
Yep.
dealing with a lot of recovery now and to this day. I hope he does better. But just jumping back also in the promotions, I'll go back to that. I'm putting that at the end. Supporting women's sports. For me, I love women. So hopefully someone clips that.
Can we get some drops in here now and use that every
Well,
time?
hey, at least you know I'm straight. But like WMX, it's slowly coming back. So let's get back on that high note. They're slowly coming back. Racer
Yeah,
X,
let's bring it back
Racer
up.
X posted today. They got like a schedule of Paula, Colorado, Hangtown, a couple other things and whatnot. But my favorite thing growing up, like going to Washougal and whatnot, was always supporting our women's class. Like between the first and second motos, they'd have their motos as well. I mean, we've had locals that have raced it.
Mhm.
I mean, Avery Berry, which hopefully we'll have on in the future, she went and raced MXGP, getting top 10s for Factory Husqvarna.
Mhm.
Like, dude, the women are so cool out there. I mean, they're giving it their all. And I mean, Jaylee Gallagher can smoke any dude on the racetrack too. I mean, dude, these women like are sick, bro.
Like I remember when I was a kid going up for the national for amateur week and everything, and then like because the national was on Sundays, so Saturday they held practice and they would hold like I think they would hold Moto 1 of the women's racing on Saturday if I remember right, but I could be wrong. I've hit my head a few times since then. But I always specifically made sure to go watch them. Like they were awesome, and you know some of them could have competed. You know Sunday on National Sunday, like was it Feilich?
Yeah,
Was
Ashley
amazing.
Feilich.
Jessica Patterson, Sarah Whitmore. Like there's so many fast women
Tara
racers
Geiger,
out there.
who still like is
Tara
out there
Geiger.
shredding, comes up every dream race.
She'll show up to Washougal. That's so cool to see her still pop up. You know, Vicky Golden, the newer days, you know, with her freestyle stuff, you know, but all the, you know, local girls, you know, too. Like it's insane to see. I love seeing it. They deserve their time.
Yeah. And you know, one of the big fights I had, sorry, AMA. I don't know if we all ever be friends.
I will never join an AMA again. Like
I've done the last 2 years where I've done contingency for the women's class because like I want to make them feel I want to make that the coolest thing. Like, no offense to our pros, I love all our pros and whatnot, but they don't typically show up anymore because they're also busy like doing bigger and better things. So the pro class is very low turnout most of the time at every event. The women, like, I want, like, you know, I did the parade laps where they got their own like sight laps and whatnot, and then like paying out, like, you know, Gallagher's collected page contingency like twice now, and then Brianna McCluskey's taking the championship for 2024. Like, dude, the women were going after it. Like Grimes is out there on her Yamaha getting after it. Like, I just want to continue to grow that. And I'm even willing to throw out like each entry sign up for 2025, and you can hold me to it because it's a recorded podcast. Like, the more women that show up and race my shred class, the more that's going to be given back. So I'm going to continue to support that. And then like Layla Batterby, she's out there on her Gas 85 mixing it up with the 250Fs and 450s. Like, dude, that's just something like that's why I love supporting the women's sports, because our sport's not easy altogether.
No, it's not.
So that's just something that like we're going to continue to do. And then AMA also had an event where they paid out even more money down in Texas. So we got all of the debate about what I could and couldn't do, and then y'all allowed it later on. So I feel like I kind of got a free pass here.
Maybe you gave them the idea, you know, they're like, well, wait, we got to one up this guy now. Is what
they're like, who's this Steven Kristoff, dude? This guy's freaking annoying. What a pain in the ass.
Yep.
But yeah. Anything non-moto wise that you enjoyed most in 2024? Because I know we're at the 50-minute mark. I'm going to keep it at 1 hour. We got 10 minutes left.
Non-moto, that's tough. Like,
any highs? You don't have to talk about any lows.
Not really, to be perfectly honest. 2024 was kind of an unforgettable year for me, honestly. I'll be real with you. But honestly, it was being at the track when I was able to financially make it there, or had some signups to go to it. Like that was honestly probably my highlights of the year for the most part. Like it was a rough one for sure. Lots of work, no time for life. But that's just how it is, though. I guess sometimes we just gotta deal with it and keep moving forward.
Yeah, 2024. The pros and
Mm-hmm.
cons, the highs and the lows, but that's how every year is. Um,
Yep.
I'm very appreciative of all my staff that's helped me the last 2 years, especially my riders, customers, family members, and whatnot. Y'all also egged me on because you were frustrated and like, hey, I want something better to do and all that. I'm so appreciative of everyone that helps me, and I try to pay out people that feel unappreciated at times, like certain staff members, flaggers, and whatnot. I try to make it worth their while because I know the jobs are not easy, and I know I suck at saying thank you. So, this is another thank you again for everyone that has supported my efforts and dreams and whatnot to continue promotions, which I'm going to continue to do in 2025. Like we're in it deep now, so we might as well keep going. But we're learning every single year. I mean, radios are such an issue, so I invested. I spent like freaking $23,000 this year on just a weekend event.
That's a lot of money. That's nothing
No,
small.
and I appreciate all my sponsors that have continued to carry on and have joined on. So, just thank you to all my starting gate crew, my group, everyone in my office, the ladies and whatnot. I do feel that, me being open, I don't care what you think of me. I've been bullied my entire life. That's another reason why I probably like work so hard on showcasing all the coolness of every rider. But like, I want to issue just an apology to those that I frustrated throughout the year and upset. Sean Wilson, sorry. I know things been a little weird lately. Just want to say I'm sorry about stuff that's gone on between us, and I'm just gonna leave it as that because I want to talk about rumors because I'm tired of it. Sonny Canop, I know we were kind of in a rough patch right now, but I just wanted to apologize, and I'll do it live here. I'm sorry. I've enjoyed every single moment we've had since the beginning of your kids racing and whatnot, and I'm still not quite sure what exactly I did, but I just want to say I'm sorry, and hopefully we can continue moving on from there. And anyone else that I may have hurt that hasn't brought it up, I'm sorry. I mean, I try my best. Like I said, communication sucks. I'm working on it. I've been doing a lot of work trying to talk better. I have resting bitch face at times, and then I have aggressive tone at times, and I don't mean it, but it happens. I have learned, Grayson, the point system, doing the whole Supercross points per moto is very difficult in the software that is on the trackside thing. So I'm gonna try to figure it out this month, and if not, I'm ditching that altogether, and we're gonna do lowest points wins, like 1-1, 1-1.
Yep.
You win. Easiest thing, because I've learned the last 2 years of staying up way too late and having 2 hours of sleep in 3 days. It's not good for my mental health and everything else, and changes the person that I am during the day. So me trying to be the Spider-Man dude, like holding the train on the train tracks, like to not embarrass other people and then not have computers like be the reason of problems. Like I take those hits and I don't talk about them, and I try my best. I've stayed up late the last 2 years, which has cost me, unfortunately, friendships and whatnot, because your fuse of trying to communicate and whatnot gets shorter and shorter with lack of sleep. I know I'm not giving you any time, Grayson. Sorry.
Yeah. You're
My
good.
thing, my final message coming here, before we get into like 2025 and whatnot, rumors. I'm just gonna be straightforward. I'm tired of it. There's so much that goes on in our sport of people talking smack and whatnot. It's not necessary. My ambition and goal of the end of this message here for everyone is just to be kind with each other. Don't be spreading rumors and whatnot. If you got a problem with me or whoever, just come talk to me. Someone made a rumor that I was drunk and that's why I was racing with the P-Dub kids. I wasn't drunk. I was overtired. I wanted to have some fun, and then fun broke my foot. But I'm sick of it. I don't know if it's because I'm at the I feel I'm at the top, or people think I'm at the top of everything that I do. So some people really want to chip at me and tear me down because, well, he's at the top, we must knock him down. Like, come on, man. I'm tired of it. If you got a problem with me, talk to me like face to face. I'm tired of the rumors. It gets back to me. You all think it never gets back to me. But I've been in this sport since 1999. I think people forget about that. Grayson is like, Christoph's been around for a long time. Don't just let's be chill with each other. Let's work on kindness and let's all work together, because that's the goal. We're all trying to continue to have fun, make the sport better, and grow it. Let's not try to tear each other down. So that's kind of my pro message of like, just don't talk smack. It doesn't help anyone. Even if you're talking smack on another series and all that, like, why don't you hit up that series and be like, hey, this, and this bothers me. Is there any way we can achieve something else? So a lot of our promoters and track owners and whatnot, they're working their ass off to then just be called that their track sucks, their layout sucks, their watering sucks. Like, it's a thankless job at times. Like, just work together. That's the goal. So that's all I have on that part. I don't know, you got anything, Grayson?
No, I just what you said. Just there's no need to start rumors. Like everything just will come back no matter what. Like the moto community is it's small. You know what I mean? Like eventually it's gonna wrap back around one way or another. Like just like you said, if you have an issue with somebody or some track or promoter or whatever it is, whoever it is, just if it's that big of a deal, just say something. Like we don't need to start problems anywhere. You know, we've got enough of those problems outside the racetrack. We don't need to do that.
Yeah, I just the last couple of years, like Brock passed away, that definitely mentally broke me. And then 2023, when I had my mental breakdown and I did my live video because I overtrusted too many people in my private group, and then I got slandered and being called a creep and all this crap and whatnot. And then someone making a meme on Instagram of me and the two people that are absolute evil because they don't know anything. That really hurt. Like, you guys really affected, like, the ones that did it really affected my mental health and even physical health. I mean, my goal for 2025 is to not even drink anymore, because I'm tired of the whole rumors of, oh, well, look at Christoph, he's drunk. I don't party hard. I've had a few where, like, Dream Race, I had a little too much fun one night with a couple friends, but that was in private. Like, but I'm tired of it. I mean, there's other people in our sport that do other things that are way worse, but at least I'm open and honest about it. And then, like, the messaging of like, oh, I want to punch Christoph the next time I see him. Like, come on, man. Can we not? Like, it's just stop. Let's just be cool with each other. And like I said, everyone's got a cool story, and let's work together. If we want to make a change in the sport and make it more fun and more exciting, let's help each other out and let's communicate better. And that goes for me. So I'm going to try to communicate better. Unfortunately, when we took this break for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I'm not happy about it, obviously, but Lauren has decided she's wanted to step away. So, yeah, it's just Christoph and Ajax moving forward, and hopefully Lauren will come back in the future, but I don't see it happening. So that's all I got there. And hopefully I will continue to grow and support everyone. And Lauren, if you're watching, I love you and I miss you. So sorry. 2025, build together, grow together, encourage talking things out, be a better person. And yeah, Grayson, my next bad idea, because I lost against the PW kids, is I'm getting my ankle and screws out of my foot here in a couple weeks, and we're going to hit the gym hard. And my next bad idea is Lexi and I are going to try to race each other. So here. There's already been a $1 bet pull. So far, I am down $4 because everyone's betting their money on Lexi on beating me. Grayson, who's winning?
Where do I was gonna say, where do I send my dollars? Like, let's be real. Are we talking a foot race or on bikes, like pit bikes?
Well, the pit bikes, obviously, I died on that one. I lost against the crutch race with her, if you remember that. Trying to get a 250F, and then I do feel I have the upper hand. I mean, I could hit the kill switch on the gate. I have a million minions that I could like have like bananas or water balloons or something to just like throw at her and on the track.
I also feel like she has her own little crew that
I know
be out there too.
I know. Lexi's got her own crew. Is this gonna gang up on me? So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think we'll do it on Saturday, because if I break myself for like the 4th time, at least I'll be back for Sunday. So yeah, that's the goal, is a 3-lap race. I'm gonna make the track layout to where I can do it, because it's Albany and I'm like only Albany quick, supposedly. I feel like helping Stell saying, you want to bet? Because I spoke to you on a P-dub. So, yeah. Lexi and I are going to try to race. I don't know if I'll hold up to my end of the eventually it's probably going to be like 400 to 1 on the odds here. So, yeah.
She's got a couple wins under her belt, I think, compared to you. So
I mean,
I think
she's kind of a badass. And everyone's like, yeah, you're going to lose, Kristoff. And I'm all like, how dare you?
That's when you sneak up on him like AP did. You know, he's the underdog.
That's what I'm saying. I've got it. I can do it. So that's the goal.
Hope for mud. No.
That's the goal. Is to show this young lady, Kristoff could race good for 2.25 laps.
Literally 2.25, and then have somebody move to like the next like halfway point in the track and wave the flag there for you.
I mean, if she doesn't have a GoPro on her, is she gonna know that I'm taking shortcuts? Is she gonna know?
I think you've gone to Albany enough to know where the cheater lines can possibly be. So
I mean,
easy. She doesn't go there much. She's inexperienced. You actually haven't.
That's what I'm saying. People are like, Kristoff's got no chance. I'm like, you don't know the ways of moving cones. It'll be Kristoff's Joker lane, you know.
Yep.
So
hey, I thought that would be kind of a cool idea to do for like your women's race.
I like to see myself as Travis Pastrana, but very unskilled. I mean, Travis Pastrana was skilled, but he also crashed a lot. So we have that in common. But I'm just unskilled and I'm just a knucklehead. So, yeah. That's
Yep,
that's the
I hear
goal. I
that.
mean, I still got a bag of dodgeballs. Like they could just be heaved out there in the corner, just.
That'd be
If you
fun.
could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. All right. We're in hour 5. Let's wrap this up. Are you
Yep.
coming back next week?
Are,
do we
are, we,
need,
are you
do we need
are you still going? Are you still
do we
going
need
next week?
contract negotiations? I mean, dude, we're a week away from
Yeah.
Anaheim 1, bro.
The
We got to go back
contracts
to
haven't been
couch side
signed.
reporting.
The contracts have not been signed yet. I don't think I've seen one yet, actually. So
Ugh. Well, I'm
my
Amish.
agent hasn't talked to your pigeon to send it over from your
Exactly.
Amish
I'm
pigeons.
Amish. I need to, get on my horse and buggy and by candlelight. I feel like Amish really hate me right now.
It's okay. It's okay. They're not watching.
That's true. That is factual. If you are Amish and watching, please let us know. Do you want to do any predictions of the series, or do you want to wait until our next episode?
I wrote down a couple hot takes because I
Ooh.
thought we were gonna maybe touch that. So I did.
All
one for
right,
the
let's end up
450
on
and
a high
250.
note, and
Yeah.
all of our hot takes will be terrible.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be bad. I know it is, but it was the hottest stuff I could think of.
Let's
coming
include.
into
Oh,
this.
I forgot to mention on episode 1, you told Freezy to go to Arena Cross, and he listened.
You know, I've only been watching Arena Cross since the Buddy Antonez, Denny Stevenson days. So like, I
You're
think I
like-
know what I'm talking about.
He's like, "Ask and you shall receive." All right.
Dude, that podium interview though, that was gold. Like, even the Arena Cross guys used it in their YouTube video. It was
You're a
amazing.
pussy.
And the crowd booing, that was insane. I think I've only seen that once or twice at a pro race ever.
It would have been even funnier if he just drop kicked him off the stand,
Yep.
off the stage, and just kept nonchalant talking.
They were so baffled, it was insane. Like, they have no idea what just had happened. That was great.
If everyone listens to Pulp MX, you need to go listen to the one where Goldie's on there, because they're talking about Wageman. They're like, "Dude, you're dealing with a honey badger. What were you thinking?" It was funny with Wageman.
That whole thing, I don't know why he left the door so open on that one. Like, he was being nice.
Yeah, you can't do that with a honey badger.
No.
All right, hot takes, and let's wrap this up because I gotta
All
go
right.
to work in 3 hours.
Oh no. All right, so I wrote one down for each 450 and 250s.
Oh,
My 451 is Eli won't win a single Supercross main event this year.
ooh, he's gonna smoke you in a week and a half.
I don't think so. I think I'm not trying to be that guy, but I think his time's done. Unfortunately, I think it's done.
I am betting $1 on that. We'll just let's just do dollar bets every episode. We're gonna see who wins and loses the most money here this year.
And put $1 aside, and then we'll exchange at the showdown.
Yeah. So you're already down $1. So all right, 250s.
250 is Deegan will not win the title because he's too focused on taking someone out or some kind of circumstances
$2 now.
I said I was going hot. Like, Deegan's gonna be your favorite, but he hasn't raced the West Coast rounds, and how much rain we've been getting at them. I think he's gonna get distracted, and he's not just gonna be able to run away like he
he'll
could.
be fine.
All right,
He'll be fine.
That was about as hot as I could figure for my 2.
Hot takes. I feel like Will Hahn right now, or my hot takes are not that hot because I haven't even written them down. But
It's
you are
tough
down
to come up with. Okay.
Let's go. What pro rider's not gonna even finish Supercross season?
Oh, we're banking on an injury? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a terrible
Whoa.
person.
Wow. We are ending on a rough note, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't have a list. I should probably put my list here. I don't feel like it's a hot take though. Like Prado gets injured midway through the season because he's not prepped.
Yeah, that's kind of hot, but also it's more lukewarm.
Yeah, I know. Okay, my hot take, and I'll just like this will just secure Levi will just never come on our show.
Oh God.
He will, hopefully, or he will. He will win every single event.
Whoa. That's
Whatever.
That's not even hot, dude.
If
That's like
What, you think
molten.
it's guaranteed?
No, that's molten. That's not hot. That's a molten take. Like that shit's no.
That's my hot take. At least it's
Okay.
a positive hot take.
It is a positive one.
Undefeated if he goes East Coast. I don't know what will happen on the West Coast though, because Deegan is on the West.
Yep.
I'm not saying slide to the left or the right, but
No, isn't Kitchen doing West?
Well, if he is, then okay.
Yeah.
Then the challenge is accepted.
I'm pretty sure Kitchen's doing West. I think it's him and was it Marchbanks? I think doing West.
Okay. Well, I like that.
Maybe I'm wrong on that, or maybe not wrong. Masterpool, maybe, I don't know. One of those two.
Okay, I'm gonna drop the Prado one. Hot take: Club NX Rider gets a win this season.
Okay,
I'll do that.
That's a solid hot one.
So, any of the club riders, which is Volan. Oh wow! Shock. Who else?
I have no idea who's on club right now.
I'm sorry.
I haven't paid attention to them
I've
in
not
a minute,
prepped.
honestly.
I've failed.
Ever since Phil left, I've stopped paying attention to club.
Yeah, but I will say, I'll say Volan. Volan will get a win.
Okay, that's a good one.
So we're both down $2. So we're back down. To
We're even. We're even.
So
going
we're
into
even.
the next show.
All right, that's a wrap. Guess though on come on for next year. I'll see you next year. Any guests are welcome to come on. Just reach out.
Yeah.
I'll put you on here. Just be interesting. Also, try not to swear, even though I swore a couple times this episode.
It's the end of the year. You get a few to run away with.
Filthy Phil. But yeah. Anyways, Brian, I'll hit you up here. I'm trying to get a hold of you. I mean, you can message me and I can get that taken care of. But yeah, that's a wrap for 2024. Pros and cons. Hopefully 2025 will continue to be better. And yeah, continue to cheer you all on. And Lexi, you're going down. Thanks everyone for watching. If you're going to spread more rumors, at least post the link of the podcast. So yeah, that's a wrap.